teammates. So it's about time he had a bit of, praise for himself and got a bit selfish and took the adulation.
Ferguson, the club lost more than a manager. It lost its identity.
Every few seasons establishing himself as one of the Premier ball-winning enforcers in Italy.
Manchester United started looking like Manchester United again. A new era promised rebirth. Every rebuild collapsed into confusion.
While the noise around Manchester United has been focused on transfers, results, and constant media pressure, a quieter transformation has been taking shape behind the scenes under Michael Carrick. What many fans are only now beginning to realize is that Carrick's approach is starting to look less like a short-term fix and more like a deliberate attempt to rebuild something that resembles the structure, identity, and discipline of Sir Alex Ferguson's greatest teams. The most interesting part is not a single match or signing. It is the pattern. Carrick's idea of football appears built on three core principles: control, intelligence, and collective responsibility. Instead of relying on isolated moments of brilliance, the system increasingly encourages players to understand space, timing, and movement. Midfielders are being asked to think faster, press smarter, and maintain structure even when games become chaotic. Fans across the UK and US have started to notice subtle but important changes. The team is pressing in more coordinated waves, transitions are quicker, and there is a clearer sense of shape both with and without the ball. These are not random improvements, they resemble the disciplined foundation that defined Ferguson's most successful eras. Carrick has also been careful about how leadership is distributed within the squad. Rather than depending on one dominant voice, responsibility is being shared among senior and emerging players. Figures like Bruno Fernandes are still central, but younger players are being encouraged to take ownership of decisions on the pitch. That balance between experience and youth mirrors the structure Ferguson often built around his squads. Carrick has also been careful about how leadership is distributed within the squad. Rather than depending on one dominant voice, responsibility is being shared among senior and emerging players. Figures like Bruno Fernandes are still central, but younger players are being encouraged to take ownership of decisions on the pitch. That balance between experience and youth mirrors the structure Ferguson often built around his squads. Tactically, the midfield has become the clearest reflection of this rebuild. Instead of a disconnected unit, there is now more emphasis on partnership and rotation. One player holds, another presses, another links, creating a fluid but structured system that aims to control games rather than chase them. Another overlooked detail is mentality. Carrick's United increasingly show resilience in difficult moments, avoiding complete collapse when under pressure. That psychological strength was a defining feature of Ferguson's teams, the belief that no game is ever truly lost until the final whistle. For UK audiences, this feels like a return to something familiar. Not nostalgia, but identity. Fans are beginning to see signs of a team that knows what it is trying to become again. For US audiences, the appeal is in the evolution story, a global giant attempting to rebuild itself through structure rather than chaos, through coaching philosophy rather than constant overhaul.